YouTube. Oh my gosh. This is my very first time going live on YouTube. I don't know why I'm doing this today, but I was just like, you know what? Let me just do it. Let me introduce myself. My name is T of TM Beauty, and I'm a professional makeup artist and beauty educator, and I help women become more comfortable with applying their own makeup, okay? Because the issue is YouTube is great, but I believe that every woman should be able to apply their own makeup confidently. And so I wanted to get on here, even if you're catching the replay, I wanted to create a video just to give you an idea of how I apply my makeup and what tips and tricks I can give for you when you're applying your makeup, okay? So I'm actually about to get on live on Instagram, so I have to do my makeup anyway. So I was like, you know what, let me test out YouTube to see if anybody will go back and watch. But this video is definitely for the woman who's overwhelmed with her makeup routine, the woman who doesn't know what products to purchase, the woman that overly shops for products and has no clue how to use it, and the woman who is, you know, who doesn't want to spend a lot of time on their makeup. So someone who needs tips and tricks to take off the time, but still have a flawless look, okay? So this is what I do. And of course, it's going to be different for everybody, all right? The first thing I like to do, I use a primer spray. Now, I do have a primer, but I'm going to use this primer. You know what? Do I want to use this primer spray? Not really, because I'm not going nowhere, and I don't want to waste it. But typically, if I was going out, I would use a primer spray, and this helps with sweat resistance, oil, all that. I am oily in my T-zone, so I do like to cancel that oil. But after that, it's the brows. Now, I always say, choose features that can get you to where you need to be quickly, okay? So sometimes you're not going to be able to do the whole face, right? So choose features that can get you to where you're going quicker. For me, filling in my brows adds a lift to my face, and it makes me look made up faster, okay? So that's number one. I use L'Oreal, the faux brow marker. I have fallen in love with this marker. Absolutely love it. But before I use this one, I use the L'Oreal brow lamination. So I'm going to put this on, going through my brows. My brows are light, so that's why I'm going through and making sure I have a little color on my brows. Okay? So I'm going through, and it's going to help it stay in place, almost like a brow hairspray, okay? Your brows may be different. If you don't need it, don't worry about it, right? As that's drying, I'm going to move on to eyeliner. Now, you're going to see that I'm going to be getting this done pretty quick, but it's going to take a little time because I'm explaining. While that's drying, you want to multitask, even when it comes to your makeup, okay? That's drying, so now I'm going to go in with my liner. Now, this liner is very important because it's going to do two jobs. It's going to line my eye, and it's going to help my lashes adhere, okay? So this is what you call a lash liner glue. Now, before I go any further, like I said, I'm a beauty educator, and I do help women apply their own makeup, and I help them become more confident in the process. I think a lot of times, you know, we're influenced to purchase a lot of product, and it's overwhelming because we want to kind of keep up with the trends, but we have no clue how to properly apply. We can get on YouTube and look at videos and all of that, but we don't know what works for us, right? So when you're watching videos like this, yes, I'm doing it for myself. I might not have the same eye shape as you. I might not have the same face shape. You might not need what I need. I might not need what you need. all of that, okay? So that's why I highly recommend taking a professional makeup class, okay? From a professional that can help you with your own face. And I do offer virtual makeup lessons where I help curate a routine that works for you and your lifestyle, okay? So I did the liner. Now I'm going to go in and apply my lashes, okay? Now remember what I said, that this lash glue, this lash liner glue is going to act as a 2-in-1, okay? So instead of me having to use lash glue, which I do sometimes in addition to this, I'm not going to need it today because I'm just going live. So this is coming right off. So this is going to give me exactly what I need, okay? I'm applying my false lashes. Now, let me tell you something about false lashes. And you might be wondering, girl, you're not going to put no eyeshadow on? No, I'm not. I'm not going to put no eyeshadow on because this is going to give me exactly what I need. You see, even with the hair, you see how a lash just... That's why people get their lashes done so much, because it does something to you. Like, boom, right? Same thing with the other side. Same thing with the other side. Now, I wonder if I put the wrong side on, but we're going to be okay. It's going to be all right. So, I am going to apply this. Remember, my liner is a 2-in-1. Now, if you want to know more about this tip, you're going to have to go to my website and secure the lesson, okay? Because this right here will change your life, your glam life. Every time I have a virtual lesson and I teach this technique, the woman who never knows how to put on her lashes or has struggled with a lash knows how to put them on by the time we're done. Okay? So I'll just leave it there. All right, so I got my lashes on already. It makes a big difference. I'm having some issues with my contacts today, but don't worry about that. Now I'm going to go in with my brows, okay? The lash or the brow gel did its job, and now it's dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle of my brows. Now, all brows are not created equal, y'all. Brows are sisters, not twins. I'm literally, I gotta move my wig back for this. I'm literally following my natural shape, okay? I am following my natural shape, and I am flicking it on like hairs. Now, when I first got this pen, it was a struggle for me to use. Now I'm a pro. Look at the difference between the brows. I love this product because it's going to stay on longer, and like literally it's like a 2-day wear because it's like a tattoo, okay? So I start in the middle and then I work my way to the front. Now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you have full brows already, then you don't need to be doing all this, okay? You see how mine just went on? Boom. And look at how that works. Like a brow and a lash, that's all I need. That's all I need. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And you see here, where I'm starting is where it's more sparse. Okay? Following my natural shape and slowly working it over. Now, everybody's brow story is different, like I said. So if I'm working with you individually, I have to analyze what's going on with your brows and give you customized recommendations and tips based off of what's going on with your personal brows. Did you hear me? That's not going to happen on YouTube when you're watching a YouTube video. Okay? You're not going to be able to understand what works for you when you're trying to do what somebody else is doing. Now, don't get me wrong. You can totally be inspired by someone, okay? And that's what YouTube is all about. Inspiration, okay? But as you can see, I got my brows on. Boom, bam. Now I'm going to clean them up a little bit. I'm going to use a small detail brush from e.l.f. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. concealer. And I'm going to clean this up. And you might want to say, you know, what does that mean? What does cleaning up mean? You know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to take this, take my concealer, and this trick right here is when you have some extra hairs that need to be tamed, or if you just want your brows to stand out a little bit more. This is a great tip, using your concealer to clean up underneath the brow. For me personally, I like more of a detailed brow, so that's why I do it, okay? You might not like the look, to each his own, right? Same thing over here. I'm covering up almost like an eraser, the hairs underneath the brow, cleaning it up so it can be more defined, okay? Boom. I'm going to take my finger and blend it out because I don't want any residue. Now, back in the day, I used to have a halo brow and have the concealer just sitting there and not blended, okay? Now, I've only done 2 features, my brows and my eyes. I skipped eyeshadow because my lashes give me enough pop, okay? But later, I'm going to show you how you can make your inner corners pop without using eyeshadow. But even without eyeshadow, it gives an illusion because I put a lighter color here. So naturally, the light pops out and the darker that was on my eyelid comes out. So it kind of looks like I'm wearing eyeshadow, but not for real. Okay? Boom. Next, I'm going to perfect my skin. For me, I'd like to recommend always pinpoint your troubled areas, okay? For me, it's under my eyes. I have a little darkness around here. I used to have more deepness here. Not so much anymore, but that's my target, especially when you're in a rush. So, for me, up under the eyes, because I need them to be a little brighter. Boom. A little darkness here. Cover that and cover that. That's why you want to make sure that you get a concealer that's very close to your skin tone for that reason only. It's okay to have multiple shades of concealer because sometimes they do different things. Now, as far as brushes are very important. My favorites are Real Technique brushes. And another thing about me that you have to know is that I don't spend a lot of money on my products because I don't believe you can get good quality for less, right? But it's all about the technique, all right? All about the technique. And as you can see, I'm lightly blending with my brush. Now, my skin is pretty even because I know what y'all gonna say. Well, you have nice skin, so what if I have troubled skin? I still say the same thing. Take that concealer if you don't want to do foundation and spot check your areas. And then I like to use, now the next step that I like to give, especially if you are someone who's in front of the camera often, or if you have an event where you're being photographed or videoed, is to use a translucent powder to set under your eyes. Now, I know a lot of y'all are scared of this. Yep, Y'all real scared of this. But I'm about to show you something that is going to take the fear away. Okay? So what I'm doing is just setting my under eye that I did. And in my T-zone area because I am oily as well. This is a good product to use. Even if you're not wearing makeup in those areas, to do in your T-zone because it absorbs oil. Okay? So around here, just so when I'm on my live, I don't get shiny. Boom, bam, boom. And it's going to absorb. I like to use a little triangle puff. I love this because as you're pressing in, it's absorbing. As you're pressing, it's absorbing. Now, you might have some residue left. And then I'm going to go over it with my all-over powder. Concealer, all-over powder. and I'm good to go. The translucent tip is for certain occasions where, since I'm going to be in front of the camera, I might, you know, if I have an event to go to where I'm being photographed and I need to look extra polished, this is exactly that. So I'm going to take my all over powder. I get this from Sephora. This is called the Micro Smooth Powder, and I'm going to dust it all over. Okay, and that's going to take off any residue from the translucent powder that I may have. It's going to even out my skin because I did not put concealer everywhere. It's going to even me out so I don't look like I'm splotchy. I still got my lightness under my eyes. Boom. Even. Boom. Okay? After this, I'm going to show you a little trick that if you just have to have something on your eyes, if you just have to do a little something there, you can do this right here. And this is going to give the illusion that you're wearing eyeshadow. Take a highlighter or some kind of iridescent powder, or you can take your eyeshadow that you have. Make sure it has a glow to it. And I take a small brush and add it to my tear duct. Boom. Tear duct. Boom. And it made it seem like I did something. Boom. Okay. You see what I did, right? Literally, it makes it look like I did a full eye, but I did not. Okay, I'm trying to give y'all the glam shortcuts. I'm trying to give you some shortcuts that can help you. Every time I do my look like this, which is my normal look now, I get so many compliments. I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. The next thing you can do is add color to the face, which is blush. Okay? Same little palette that I had earlier. And I'm going to take a little blush. This is going to just add some life to my face. I typically go for like a peachy neutral look. But you can do any color blush. That's the only thing that's going to change with this technique is the blush in the lip. Okay? Next is the lip. Okay? Let's see how these lashes looking. All right, cool. Next is the lip. Any lip goes. Any lip goes. Okay? I'm going to do my typical go-to brown liquid, brown lip liner. This one is from the Beauty Supply. I have a go-to for everything, okay? After the brown, I'm going to do like a nice nude. Now, if you get a little scary about the nude, that's the whole point of the lip liner, right? Is to tone it down. So this is very light. See how white that is? Now, some of y'all be walking around like this. But you need to blend. Work them lips. And merge that lip liner into the lipstick, okay? Still might be a little scary. No problem. That's when you come in with the lip gloss. Okay? And that's going to blend everything together. Now, personally, I like a good nude. So this doesn't scare me, but I know it might scare others. Take that lip gloss and merge it all together. And that's going to help it blend. Okay? We're almost at 20 minutes. This usually takes me like 10. Now, like I said, any lip color goes. If you're doing a black tie, you can do the same technique and just switch it up and do a red lip. If you're keeping it casual, do a neutral. Any color lip, if you want to match your outfit, anything, you can do the same technique, change the lip or change the blush, and boom, that's what it is, okay? After that, if you have to, you can do a nice finishing mist. I'm going to use the e.l.f. just to merge everything together. And then boom, I'm all set for my Instagram live, okay? I am all set. Okay? Y'all, when I tell you I get so many compliments on this look, and it looks like I did so much and I didn't do nothing. But I would love to help you. I would love to help you. So visit my website, tnbeauty.net, and schedule a consultation with me. I would love to help you. I do my classes virtually on Zoom. And the good thing about my virtual lessons is that you get the replay so you can go back and practice what you've learned, okay? I help sort your products. I love to see what you're working with, and I'll tell you, you need this, you don't need this, blah, blah, blah. And then we move on. Thank you for watching. If you catch this replay, I need some feedback. Was this helpful for you? If so, comment. I need some feedback so I can see if I need to come on to YouTube. I'm on TikTok and I'm on Instagram, but let me see if I need to come on to YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an amazing night. Bye. How do I end this? Yes.